Welcome. You are listening to the Vent Session on the Sister Speak Show. The Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana, but you better call me Sister Speak. Welcome to the very first episode of season 5 on the Sister Speak show in 2023. I want to thank everybody who has been listening to my episodes during my hiatus. It is greatly appreciated. I thank you for the international love. I want to welcome my first-time listeners, and I want to welcome back my faithful listeners. I appreciate you all. The Sister Speak Show is rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. First and last warning. How you feeling? How you living? How you breathing? How you vibing? You already know what it is. I'm just checking in on you all, making sure you all are still in warrior mode. You're still in healing mode, that you are transforming, that you are renewing your mind, that you are definitely getting a grip on the things that have been loose. I mean that. I am so excited. So this is what I want to get in the way so I can get it out of the way. To my first-time listeners, like I said, you are listening to the Sister Speak Show, and you're listening to the Vent Session on the Sister Speak Show, a popular segment on my show. I have 8 segments, and the Sister Speak Show is syndicated on Amazon, Alexa, and Sonos. I'm so excited about that. I'm grateful for every milestone, every venture, every curve, everything that has come with this journey. I'm grateful for it. So anyway, to my first-time listeners, you're going to need 2 things. Nothing has changed. Water. If you don't like water, you can go ahead and click off. If you don't think you need water, you can go ahead and just click off. But you got to have water. It is necessary. It is vital for you to be able to sustain yourself, for you to heal, for your organs. It's crucial. It's a thinking juice. Okay? Thinking juice. And scuba gear, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Why? We dive into leagues that some are afraid to dive into, and we want you to be able to keep up and be able to sustain yourself no matter the conditions, the environment. We want to make sure that your gear is conducive to wherever we're getting ready to go. I mean that. Ooh. I'm so grateful to be on this microphone. I have recorded episodes, and some of them they're just sitting in drafts, but this one definitely going to publication. So let's get into it. The Vent Session, my brothers and my sisters, is is a segment that is dedicated to helping you get out what should not be in. It is dedicated to help you and to assist you, rather, with your spiritual warfare. This is crucial because letting it stay in will create a cesspool of fuckery for you. And the last thing that you need in your life is more of that. You want to be able to dictate and move around without any type of constrictions, without any type of hindrances that somebody else has sent your way. And you also don't want to be your own hindrance. You don't want to be your own hinderer, rather. You don't want to be your own constrictor. You don't want to put yourself in situations that if you would have just waited a little bit longer, if you would have just breathed in instead of lashing out, just that second between the response and the reaction. That's what the Vent Session is about. It's really about helping us manage the pain. The pain management. It's like the IV, the spiritual IV. What are we going to put into this IV that's going to help manage the pain? Okay? And we don't want to get addicted to pain management. What are you saying? We want to get to the point to where it doesn't linger. It doesn't have the same stronghold and effects that it did beforehand. We want to make sure that it's not creating situations where you're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't see up from down, left from right. I'm losing it. This is about being able to nip it in the bud, allowing due process, allowing, us, whatever needs to happen, but it has to happen. This is not about when you were an embryo, your mama ate some Chick-fil-A and you ain't forgave her. You're going to have to let that go. It's about, what do I need to let go of? That it's just high time that I let go of this grudge, that I let go of this, that I let go of this, that. Whatever it is that is creating the obstacle course in your life, that is creating more turbulence, that is creating more peril, that is creating extra lava, whatever it is, putting yourself in a position to where you have strategies in place, in line, to be able to combat the wiles of the enemy, your entire armor, being able to have the word with you and understand that the word is for you. And I'm speaking to all my 12 tribes of Israel. I'm speaking to those who believe in Yahweh and those who understand that his son, who the world calls Jesus the Christ, Yahweh Shai, is the epitome of your everything and how you are a dedicated, chosen people. This is about raising the self-esteem of the village. The village has low self-esteem as a whole. Now, there may be now, listen what I'm saying. Some of you saying, well, my self-esteem ain't low. Hear what I'm saying. The village's self-esteem is low. If it were not so, we wouldn't be going through so many chopped and screwed situations. We wouldn't be so brutal on our looks. We wouldn't speak such damnation over our hair. We would not be trying to get asses as big as a fucking elephant. We wouldn't be sitting here trying to be looking like the so-called white woman. I'm talking to all shades of brown. And I'm speaking to the sisters. Okay? We have got to put ourselves in a position where we are raising our self-esteem, standing on the front lines of your own life, rebuking devilish ideologies, devilish philosophies, devilish doctrines, rebuking predatorial pastors, conniving congregations. There's so much that our people have ingested voluntarily and involuntarily that has got us all the way backwards. And when our people, when it comes to hearing the truth, some listen and some shun. And there's the battle. So, just to give you a hint on what you're listening to, who you're listening to, I am Sister Speak. I'm about the solutions for the pollutions. I'm about picking up the litter in the village. Yeah, I'm about calling it out. I'm bold and even bolder this year than I was last year. Some of you may really be in your feelings. Good. Some of you may say, damn, is she talking about me? Maybe. If it fits. She's different. Good. You should be too. She's not taking any prisoners at all. Decapitating every one of my enemies. Spiritually. Yes, the vent session is about you saying, I will not be fucked with anymore. I won't be scapegoated anymore. I will not be disrespected anymore. I'm putting my foot down. I don't give a damn if I have to put my foot down with my mama, my daddy, my sister, my brother, my cousin, my aunt, uncle, my boss, my neighbor, my man, my woman, really your spouse, whatever, your children. Enough is enough of you being cowardly, timid, overly considering the next person's feelings. Now, you are to love your neighbor, but you need to figure out who your neighbor is. Who are the people in your neighborhood? Good question. Who are they? Anyway, brothers and sisters, this is what we're getting ready to get into. Excuse me for the bumping. This is what we're getting ready to get into. Tonight's episode is very, very straightforward. It is matter of fact. It's going to piss a lot of women with sons off. I give zero fucks because I'm tired of you. Okay? And I'm not the only one. I'm tired of you all. There's something sinister and wicked, and it's already been exposed, and it's going to keep being exposed. This podcast is not taking any of the bull crap from the enemy, ruining marriages, ruining relationships, ruining just perfect harmony, perfect peace. Just always just got to just insert yourself where you should not be inserted. Tonight's episode on the vent session. Your son is not your husband. What? Your son is not your husband. Who you think you is telling me that my son? What you mean? That's my son. Return to sender. We're not playing any games. Listen, brothers and sisters, this is going to be a quick commercial break, and we can get into it. I got a video that set this off. I was like, wait a minute, and of course, you have your own personal experiences, sisters. I know you do, having to deal with his mama, thinking that he is her husband. And you have had trouble, some of you, with trying to, navigate your way through the conversation that needs to be had about back the fuck up. Go that way. Because you've had it. And they keep pushing your buttons to the point where some of you have had to walk away from your situation. Some of you have had to separate from your situation. Some of you have had to get into it and actually have physical fights. All of it unnecessary, out of line, and there are consequences for those actions. Don't you ever think that they don't reap what they sow? Oh boy. But tonight we're going to figure out a way for those of you who are still, timid when it comes to reestablishing the boundaries. And we're going to put everything into its proper perspective, because I don't want any woman to project unto her son her mental illness, because that's what that is. We'll be right back. Calling it out. I got y'all, sisters. I got y'all, because you're tired. You're tired. You have had it with this witch, because most of them are witches. Bitter, miserable witches, unhealed witches. And they are jealous, insecure, miserable, and on a rampage. And why should you have to be subjected to that bullshit? Why should a son have to be put in the middle of that? What is this demon? What is this spirit that would come through and try to pervert a relationship, that would have secret feelings for her son, that thinks that her son belongs to her, who would concoct and conspire any type of scenario just to see her son come to her rescue over you. Mentally ill. Make up anything. Anything. To show that she is the number one woman in his life. And that's just your experience. Some men never even get to have a woman because their mother won't go the fuck away. She's always there. She is dominant. And don't let her have the I am his mother and his father attitude. Oh, no. Mental illness. We'll be right back.
Vision. Sound. Action. Create. Inspire. Impact. Evolve. You are now activated.
You feel me? So listen, before we go into the vent part, I wanted to play this video for you all because it was sickening and honest. Some honesty, you're like, wow, you didn't have to share that, but I guess you did. Because intervention is needed. You know, sometimes it just comes out. Sometimes it just slips out. You try to hold it in, but it comes out. It's going to come out. So this video right here is about a mother and a son who were arrested for having an incestuous relationship. Now, some of you are saying disgusting because you're in your right mind, sis. You are not that. You are of a different vibration. You are in your natural order. You are different. So you should be outraged just like I am. You should probably be throwing up in your mouth. You should be like, never, what the fuck, right? But there are some who are like, what's the problem? And that's the problem. So we're going to get into this because to everything there's a root. I say that. And I don't know all the details about this mother and this son. But what I do know is that they were arrested for having an incestuous relationship. So when I play the video, you know, just be prepared for some wild explanations. And even after the explanations, you still ain't going to be able to just like, you shouldn't be able to figure it out. No, but seriously, this is, I believe, something that whenever incubus, succubus, Jezebel are involved, and when these spirits are like passed down generationally, and you do have to, like I said, focus on the root, because what is the source of the perversion in my family? Why is everybody so throwed? It's giving everybody is fucked up in the head. It's giving we're doing too much. And why are we doing too much? What is this thing that's got us doing things that are messing up the family algorithm? Okay? So we're going to listen to this and we'll converse after. Let's see here. That's part 1. Okay, this is part 2. Okay, hold on one second. And by the way, before I play this video, for some reason, people are still letting off gunshots and stuff and just being idiotic. So, just don't even worry about it. Let's go.
At first, I told Carlos that I'm sorry. I don't know how you're gonna react to this. I'm your mom and you're my son, and I am falling in love with him. He said, "Are you really?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "You know what? I was scared to let you know too. I am too. He was too falling in love with me, with his mom." And then we ended up talking, and we took off to the park, and we ended up asked him, "Will you ever date your mom?" And he said, "Will you date your son?" I said, "Honest truth, yes, I would. Because 19 years, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, and I really want to be with you the rest of my life. And I really want to be with them. It's kind of hard right now, but I don't care what people say, because we're going through a lot right now. We try to keep it a secret, but we couldn't do it no more, because, my other kids found out. At first, they didn't like it. Then they started liking it. They're accepting it, and my mom, my dad, my brothers, my family's accepting it now. This girl found out. She lives across the street from me, and there's a big old fight started, and she called me. She told my son Joseph something and let me know across the street, and she told me I better watch my back because I'm being incest. I'm not being incest, and she was outside cussing me out, so I went and go get everybody out of my house, and she got her family. We got stabbed, beaten up, jumped. Ambulance showed up. It was me, Carlos, and the kid's uncle got stabbed because the incest. Because she made a big deal out of all of this. So we went to the hospital. We got stitches. Came back home, and on that side, her family didn't get arrested at all. So I don't know why nobody didn't get arrested at the time. So we came back home. Took a shower. The cops took, first, the cops at the hospital, the cops took pictures of where we got cut, sliced. And after that, we came home, took a shower and stuff. Then we sat back, and I broke down crying. I told Carlos, what we're going to do is going to hit all over the world. I said, there ain't no way I can leave you. And he said, don't worry. I'm going to still be with you no matter through thick and thin. And that's what we're going through right now.
Ugh.
Through the thick. I'm going to still be with him. I have to. I'm going to have to. Because there ain't no... If I get out of prison, and if he don't get sentenced, if I get in prison, if I get out, I will move out of Clovis, and I will get a state that will accept us in it. I've been going through a lot on the streets and in public. And it's kind of hard because it's public record here in Clovis. They can find out where I live and stuff. And this is going through a lot. And I really can't go to the store. I can't go. I can't see my other kids. I can't see him. They call me. I'm sick. I'm incest. And it hurts a lot. And you know what I mean? It messes with my mind a lot. The other moms don't understand. They're not going through what I'm going through. It'd be different if they were. Like I said, I didn't raise him for 19 years. It feels like a new person, and my love came back in my life. I've been waiting for all these years. It feels like he's my man, and he does. You know what I mean? Sometimes I call him Hito, as that means son in English. And he sometimes, once in a while, he calls me mom. You know what I mean? It don't get to him or get to me. Actually, I feel like more than his lover, because it got so deep. And it feels at first kind of felt weird, but now it don't feel weird at all to me because I love him so much.
It was actually me. What happened was we were hanging out and, just talking, just laughing, and I looked at her and she looked at me and I kissed her. It was a real kiss. It had feelings behind it. It had a spark in that. Ever since then, it just stayed. Honestly, I really didn't think we would. We were both consenting adults. If it comes down to it, you know, it's just like the gays. They're you know, as long as they're over 18, everything's fine. You know what I mean? So I thought, you know, I'm 18. She's 8. You know, well, I'm 19. I actually came down when I was 19. But you know, she's an adult. I'm an adult. I can make my own decisions. I never thought it would blow up into something like this. Honestly, if it wasn't that strong, we wouldn't be together right now. We are together, but we're not. We can't really see each other, but in my heart, I know that we're still together. And I still love her with all my heart. If I had the opportunity to leave all this behind during the courts and move back to Utah, but I stayed. I had every chance I had, you know, after 19 years, you know, all the questions, everything got to me, and I had a plane ticket, and I was about to leave, but I couldn't. Every single time I thought about it, I kept on thinking about her, and I couldn't leave. I couldn't. It wasn't fair. I feel at peace when I'm with her. When I'm with her, I'm happy. When I'm away from her, I'm all depressed. To me, it's worth, if it's worth, you know, going through all this, it's worth staying. Even if, sometimes the easy way isn't the best way out. Sometimes we have to make that life decision that's going to change and affect everything, but when it comes to it, it's worth it. You know, some people say it's disgusting, it's gross, she's your mom, you know, that's your son, you should be doing that. It doesn't hurt me, it doesn't affect me at all, because if they were in my situation, or if they were to find out that somebody they loved were actually related to them, then they'd be saying the exact opposite. They don't know the situation. The way the court put it out, the way the newspaper put it out was, you know, the second I turned 18, that's when she did it. That's when we did it. No, it was totally when I was 19 and I moved down here. You don't plan stuff like this. It happens. I can't plan who I fall in love with. I can't. I can tell a girl on the street, I'm going to fall in love with you. It won't happen because it's not. It might happen, but you can't plan on love. It just happens. For me, it's not even about patience. It's about commitment. If I'm committed to something, I finish it through. I mean, that's the type of person I am. I've always finished everything I started, and you know, when it comes down to it, if I love her that much, and I'm crazy enough to stay in Clovis for it, I'm crazy enough to face all the courts for it, and waiting a little bit of time to have the rest of my life be happy, then I'm willing to do that. Honestly, I see us living inside a mobile home, renting out our houses, and living life. True love can do anything. You know, it's about this whole entire case is about whether I have the right to love somebody. I sure as hell have the right to love Monica. You can't tell me who to love, who not to love. It's just people are butting in the wrong, you know, it's the wrong issue. She's never had anybody give her a rose and she's never got really anything from me because I haven't really been able to. Because I'm trying to get a job, but it's hard now because of the courts. Nobody wants to hire me, and if I could, I'd give her everything she wants. But if I can give her this rose and it'll grow, and she'll always remember me by it, then that's what happens.
Vision, sound, action, create, inspire, impact, evolve. You are now activated.
It just comes a time when you have to say enough is enough. And if that neighbor had not said anything, I don't think these two who look like they're from the tribe of Issachar, I don't think these two understand the damnation that is coming their way. Like you gotta come away from that. The judgment, you know, that comes with that. There's no good thing that'll come from that. You're not being honorable. You're not doing the right thing. This is something called a demonic attack, sexual perversity, and getting to the root of what is this? Now, do I want to go in that direction? I feel, okay, I'm going to hold off on that. When it comes to her attraction to her son, you know, a lot of the times you're seeing the father in the child. And depending on whatever that relationship was or was not, therein lies this dynamic between the mother and the son. And some of those dynamics don't go well. Some sons are abused by the mother for what the father did. and trying to recreate what never was is dangerous. And I feel as if this woman, this mother here, was trying to recreate what she never had with his father. And that was love, or stability, or whatever. And I don't know if he's trying to come in to make up for what his father did or did not do, but this ain't it. Excuse me. This is not it. This woman telling, the neighbor telling, like I said, was the best thing ever. Hopefully this separation will give them the opportunity to realize, like, look, we are nasty. This is disgusting. We need to fucking stop. We are cochino. We cannot do this. Hopefully there will be a divine awakening and a cleansing and a purging that will manifest. Oh, child. That will manifest in this situation. But this woman telling and people believing it is a good thing, because that's not always the case. And I say that because obviously in our village, I don't know what it is about. Ooh, I don't give a fuck. I gotta say this because this has been bothering me. I've been watching so much and just paying attention to so much in my hiatus. Like, some of you dirty bitches loved, and I only use that word if I have to, and this is what you all are until you change your doggish ass ways. Some of you bitches love to protect the fucking molester. You love to shun the abused. And you love to protect and surround and not believe and believe the abuser over the abused. You love to protect the family fucking molester. And that's why our village is fucked up. Part of the reason. Our sexual identities are all over the fucking place. And some of the healing that could have happened in our younger days couldn't, because you didn't believe when you were told. Shame on you, dirty bitches. For protecting that nasty aunt, that nasty uncle, that nasty cousin. That nasty sibling. Shame on you. Don't want to believe it. What is that? What is that? What is that spirit on you, in you, that makes you say you're lying? It's definitely not the spirit of discernment. It's not the spirit of discernment. Child is withdrawn, nervous, acting completely different. Oh, but you probably didn't even notice. Your head is too far up the molester's ass. Reprobate. And so the lack of sexual healing in our village is part of the reason why this type of spirit runs rampant. There's so many things that have happened that get swept under the rug, man. And I don't understand what's going on in this world that everybody, not everybody, but this spirit of just perversion is just running loose. To where a mother will view her son as her husband. That a mother will actually lay down and fornicate with her son. That is fucking demonic. There is no, I don't give a fuck how many violins you play in the background, how many sad melodies you play behind that. Look, bruh, you might as well play heavy metal behind those two clips that I just played, because that's what that was. You should have had Marilyn Manson in the background. Because he's not your husband. And then he's talking about, yeah, I had feelings for her too. Are you kidding me? Look, no, this cannot happen. Keep them apart forever. I can't go around anybody. You damn right. You are loose. What can we do with you? Shout out to people who steal my lingo. What can we do with you? He's not your husband. This is something that is, and I'm wondering how many mothers have had these thoughts but did not act on them. What is this spirit? Because he's not your husband. And a lot of the times you all don't even care about your sons until another woman comes around in the first place. Get into it, sister, speak. This is what we've been waiting for. A lot of you don't give a damn about your sons. You have done whatever you want to with your child. Giving a little love, giving a lot of love. Giving some love. You know, neglected, abandoned, been there, outstanding. Whatever it is. But it's mighty funny how you get in your feelings when another woman comes around. Your insecurity is on HD. Because he's your son, as you say. But you are just the vessel. You are a mother, and that doesn't take away from you being a mother, but you taking away from you being a mother by trying to be an other. Either you're a mother or the other. Which one? Don't want to give you the choice because I'm scared you might say other. You try to ruin everything good for your son. Why? How is he your husband and her husband at the same time? Why are you driving a wedge between your son and his woman? Why are you trying to insert yourself and be in a role that God never created, the Most High God, Yahweh, never created for you to be in? He never created for you to be in the role of having sick, perverted fantasies and possessive, obsessive behaviors with your son. What is wrong with you? I raised them. I did. Look here, Big Bertha. Because some of y'all get to just moving around with your antics. And some of you is just like, fuck it, can't even talk to you because you're so damn ignorant and ghetto as fuck. You are unlearned, without understanding, and you shun wisdom. You shun any type of brightness. You only want darkness. And nobody can tell you anything about raising your son. But half of you are putting your sons in lava. You being their mother in that vibration is fucking their life up. They ain't gonna be no good for nobody. Is that what you want? Is it because you're by yourself and no man has yet come into your world to treat you a certain way that you want to sit here and ruin everybody else's opportunity? Maybe you should next time wear glass slippers to the ball instead of Crocs. Sister Speak, did. Maybe you ain't fit for a king yet. Maybe you're not wifey material. Maybe your box ain't that good. Maybe your ain't that good. Maybe you ain't all that. Maybe you ain't the bomb. Because really, who's still the bomb? Huh? Put it in its proper perspective, and maybe you'll understand. Until you get that shit together, that's why you don't have that. And that's why you go around trying to spew all of your ugliness onto anything good. Well, you know, his last girlfriend, shut the fuck up. Don't do that shit. Messy ass old woman. Messy ass middle-aged woman. Messy ass young woman. You know the tricks. You sisters have been there and been like, did this Just say that. Like, the audacity of some of the mothers because they think that their sons are their husbands. Well, I'm always going to be his number one. Whoa, wait, stop. You putting yourself in the line of fire. Are you serious right now? And then you have some sons who, like I said, are caught in that battle because they try not to disrespect their mama, but their mama ain't trying not to disrespect them. We've got to stop with the pussyfooting, and we've got to give people what they're giving us, and that's that same energy. She has no issue disrespecting you at all. She doesn't give a fuck what you're doing, why you're doing it. She is going to insert herself. Why? Because she's your mama. Well, you know that's my mama. You niggas who start all your sentences off with that, look, it's time for you to get on the boat and go to an island and just sit there. Just sit. I don't know. Just sit. Just sit. The boat will come back in about 40 years. Just sit there. We don't need no weak, spineless men who cannot be leaders. Men are called to lead. They are not called to concede to their mama, who is in a low vibration, who is trying to project onto her son nasty, perverted feelings of lust and desire. Well, you know your daddy didn't marry me. Well, you know my mama didn't get married, so I really don't know. Look, marriage is great. Marriage is honorable. Marriage is what we're supposed to do. Just because you have seen it in a bad way doesn't mean it cannot be produced in a good way. It's all in who you follow, and it's all in who is at the center of that marriage. And it can't be your mom. You're not her husband. You don't have to continue to go towards this whole Munchausen. What would it be called for? We know that it's the parent that makes the child sick, Munchausen's disease. What would it be for when an adult is making themselves sick on purpose? Hypochondriac. Come on now. Let the epiphanies begin. I'm just saying, though. Hypochondriac. You've been hearing that same sob story for years. Your mama's same sad story. And as soon as you get a girlfriend, a girlfriend, or you fiancés, whatever y'all, the real her is coming out. Either she gonna be so righteous and understanding, and it's gonna be harmony, tranquility, and peace, or it's gonna be some fuckery, and you better brace yourself. Because if a mother thinks that her son is her husband, you've got a battle on your hands. And only the strong survive. Only the strong survive. You don't know what a battle is until you have to come in between a mama and her son for good reasons. This isn't to break anything up. Respectfully, you as a sister would already know, like, look, check this out. I respect your mother's position as a mother, and I respect my position as your wife. I respect your position as my husband. I respect your position as her son. So there shouldn't be any disrespect, because it should be a mutual respect, and everybody should have an understanding. And if we can all agree to agree, then we should have no issues. Everything should be on point. There should be no distractions, no destructions. It shouldn't be any nothings. It should be cool. No chaos, no confusion, none of that. No fighting for time, none of that. No trying to divide households and conquer households. It should be righteous. And all parties involved have to make it be such. But getting back to the perversity the sexual abuses that have manifested in our village are taking a toll on us. It's eating people alive. This boy is really in his feelings that he can't be with his mama in that way. And she said, I'm going to find a state that accepts us. May you be rejected by all. May there not be one that will be like, yeah, come on in. But you know what? Not in Babylon. Anything goes in Babylon, the current America. Anything goes. This specific world has a tendency to let a lot of nasty, disgusting, foul practices to manifest under the guise of liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Meanwhile, you have children being affected by this looseness, by this perversity, by these laws. Everybody don't want to have to be exposed to this nasty shit that goes on in this world. You do know that, right? There are more people who are not on board with the nastiness than that are. But there's a lot that are, okay? And in that, we come to a point where it's like, look, what are we going to do? What are we going to say? No woman should have to argue with their husband's mama. Should have to feel like she is receiving breadcrumbs because this mother has this sick, twisted fantasy. Some of y'all be kissing y'all sons in the mouth. I don't give a fuck if that's your child or not. That shit is nasty. I don't care who is listening. I don't care. Y'all shouldn't be doing that. Stop kissing your babies in the mouth. Stop exposing them to shit that can really mess with their psyche. And later on in life, there's confusions. Stop leaving your children with anybody. Stop letting anybody in your home. Ooh, I got an episode that's going to make some of y'all so fucking mad. I can't wait to release it. I'm serious. How many of you literally have been dealing with a guy, he was cool, but his mama, she wouldn't go away. Putting things in his ear about you. Now he looking at you sideways. Just a mess because mama been single her whole life. And she'll be damned if her son makes another woman unsingle before her. Jealousy. Wickedness. Having to battle with another sister because you know that this isn't right. She knows that this is right. And because of this attitude of, I feel like my son is my husband, he belongs to me, that's my son, I think that's why a lot of our marriages fail. Sometimes the mother-in-law won't go away. Sometimes the mother-in-law try to kill you. Anybody a witness or experienced a mother-in-law trying to kill you? Anybody ever experienced a mother-in-law trying to be messy? Anybody experienced a mother-in-law trying to do things to you because they couldn't touch you, but they wanted their son so bad that they were willing to do anything to get him back? Anybody? You mother-in-laws who are in that vibration, shame on you for not having anything the fuck to do with your life. For you inserting your messy, busy ass in affairs that are not yours. For you trying to be in the know when you should know better. For you trying to still be friends with this ex and that ex and pinning exes against each other and just being messy because there's something wrong with you. Doing too much behind the scenes and then acting like you know, what? Huh? Who did it? I didn't. Oh my gosh, why am I being attacked? And meanwhile, you're over here launching grenades and missiles and you're coming for your son's wife. That's what the fuck you do. That's what the fuck you did. So you mother-in-laws who are messy as fuck, who don't mind your business, who spend all day and all night in the kitchen making potions through voodoo, witchcraft, and spell work and all that other shit, shame on you. Shame on you. You know, there are casualties of war. And sometimes when you play around and you literally are messing with what God said, this is what I want to be together, you know that there's going to be consequences and repercussions and fatalities. It goes deep. Because if you're trying to stop what thus saith the Lord, the order of the Lord, how he wanted things to go for your son's life, you're going to have to get that rebuke. And sometimes a rebuke is death. Y'all don't want to hear this talk, but I don't care. This has to be put in its proper perspective. This is spiritual warfare. And there are casualties of war. Hindering your son's growth, perverting your son's mind, making him be feminine. He ain't gonna be no good for any woman hanging around you like that. Ooh, challin' and girling, all that shit. Your son shouldn't be doing none of that, but some of you be turning your sons into one-trick ponies. And the next thing you know, he's talking about, I'm a pony, wearing all spandex. Running down the street in parades, butt naked with with tinsel on his pecs, like just loose. And you did that. Some of you are ruining your sons' lives. Little boy growing up in a house full of women, Lord God, rescue him. Because he needs to be around masculine energy so he don't grow up challin'. Still trying to be a husband. And the next thing you know, it's deep. Your son is not your husband. He never is, never was, never shall be. You cannot lay with your son. You cannot perform any type of other sexual behaviors with your son. He is never your husband. But some of you already know that you done had to walk away because you couldn't take the shit anymore. You ain't finna contend with his mama. You wasn't raised to be going back and forth with somebody's mother. Who does that? Who wants to do that? We live in a day and age where, shit, Krishan Rock over here putting hands on Blueface's mama. Just don't. Yeah, I beat her up. Okay. So, I'm just saying, though, it's real in the field. Like I said, I know that the tug of war that I experienced was unreal. I it was unreal, you know? And I never want to have to go through that again, where a mother doesn't understand her place, where a mother is not behind the scenes being messy as fuck. Okay? I should have said some things a long time ago. I would never let anything happen again to where anybody, but particularly where I'm having to battle between a mother with her about her son. I'm not going to do that. I wasn't put on this earth to do that. That ain't cool. That ain't anything that I even need to bend myself down towards, lower myself to do. You know, lessons learned, of course, but I've learned a lot about people's behaviors, their actions, how far they're willing to go to get rid of you, the things that they'll do. I've learned so much, and it was a part of the course, okay, in order for me to be able to get on the microphone and say what I needed to say, so you all could be encouraged, and so you will know you're not alone in this, and, you know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. You know, if you're willing to go to that extreme to mess up your son's marriage, then so be it. So be it. What can you do? You have to just wait for the vengeance of the Lord to come, and it's been coming. It comes. Rest assured it comes. So when it comes to you dealing with, you know, your man, is it worth it? How long do you want to deal with this bullshit? How long are you going to keep rolling your eyes? How long are you going to have to deal with him not being able to make it because something is happening with his mama again and again and again and again? What happened this time? My mom ran into a tree. Again, this is a different tree. Okay, what happened this time? My mom ran into a fire hydrant. Again, this is a different fire hydrant. You know, it's just like the same old shit. My mom fell. Really? Again? It's a different story. You know, it's just like your mom just really just needs to be in hospice. She's reckless. What is she doing here? Did you say hospice? I did. At this point, she's got 15 lives. What is this? Your mama passed out again at work. Again. Your mama passed out again on our anniversary. Why is it on every anniversary your mama dies? Your mama dies every anniversary we have. Every anniversary we get a phone call, your mama died. And the next day your mama's alive. What is this shit? What is these tactics that your mama got going on? Just got to see her son. Just got to be in his presence. Sisters, I need you to heal from your baby daddies. I need you to heal from your one-night stands. I need you to heal from getting bumped in the back of a Chevy, a Cutlass, a Beamer, whatever it was. I need you to get over getting bumped on the bleachers, okay? Bumped in the movie theaters. I need you to get over how it happened, okay? And heal from that shit. Some of you are mad at how it happened. Mad at your baby daddies and the circumstances because he didn't want to deal with you. He didn't want to be with you. Some of you are putting yourself in predicaments to where you really shouldn't even be having sex in the first fucking place. You shouldn't be bringing no children into this world. You ain't ready. He ain't ready. But y'all steady fucking. And that's the problem. Y'all don't know how to close your legs. You don't know how to keep your penis. Do any men value their penis? Is there any man outside of the ones who have been redeemed? Because there are men who are not loose. There are men who are chastened. There are men who are conservative about themselves. There are men who are celibate. So my question is like, what is this? Why is it that y'all can't stop having sex and be celibate? Shit. I'm serious as hell because y'all keep bringing these children into the world and fucking their lives up. With your bullshit. You so desperate to fuck that you ain't thinking about nothing else but getting nutting in somebody, and then here it is that she's pregnant and here comes the bullshit. Why let that be the pathway that your seed is introduced into this world, into your lineage? Why let that be the algorithm? Why let that be the vibration in which your child travels from your testicles into this woman? And sis, why are you so open to receive nut from anybody? And then you don't want your children. You show it because shit didn't go right. Stop fucking. Why is that so hard? Fuck the condoms. Fuck the plan B. You know what plan B is? Be celibate. Popping plan B's like a damn idiot. How many niggas are nutting up inside of you? Stop bringing these children into the world and then possessing them for your own control. And then not even rearing them or raising them right. And then letting them loose into society. And then having these strings. Playing with them. And then ultimately developing a sick obsession to where you think your son is your man. Please, I am encouraging everybody to be celibate. To close your fucking legs and your mouth, in your ears, in your nose, in your anus. Ugh. You are stressed out, sexed out. You don't know up from down. Too much fucking going on. Real talk. Half of the problems that y'all have with y'all baby daddies you wouldn't have if you didn't have a baby daddy. Right? Right. So let's stop it. Close your legs. Have you ever been celibate? Have you ever abstained? Have you ever turned down any pussy, brother? Anything? We're going to leave it right there. I've said enough. I want to thank you all for listening to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Sister spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana, but you better call me Sister Speak. The time has not been well spent, but I will say that this is where I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it right here, and with the hopes that our sisters will stop looking at their sons as if they're their husbands. Your son is not your husband. And you need some help. Your life has to sometimes come to a halt in order for you to see the error of your ways. And so if you have been destructive, if you have interfered and ruined your son's love life, if you have purposefully kept your child delayed, if you have projected lustful, perverted feelings unto your son, that you would repent and that you would change, that you would not go on creating this chaos, and that you would deal with the inner turmoil that is killing you on the inside. that you would begin to extract the roots of bitterness that make you be so monstrous and demonic and perverted. That you would recognize that what you're doing can be seen by a lot of people. And that you would begin to compute that some of the things that you have experienced are a direct correlation with the consequences of your actions. Because you have been reaping. But I hope you change. But if you don't, oh well. That's not on me, that's on you. Another one bites the dust because of their lust. He is not your husband on the vent session, where we get it out because it should not stay in. Take care.
Vision, sound, action, create, inspire, impact, evolve. You are now activated.
I return to sender all spell work, all voodoo, all black magic. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my strong hold. Blessed be the name of the Lord God, Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh Shai, whom the world calls Jesus the Christ. I am so grateful, and I want you all to be encouraged. I want you to stay in warrior mode. I want you to continue to support the Sister Speak Show and be on the lookout for more episodes on all the segments, as well as following us to other platforms as we expand and grow. I thank you for being faithful listeners. I thank you for allowing us to be the flavor in your ear, and thank you for adding us to your podcast shuffle. It is a joy divine to be able to converse with you in this new day. I want you to continue to establish your boundaries, and I want you to continue to keep your whole armor on, and do not give up, because you will always continue to come up, out, over, and into your new season. So be it, according to thus saith the Lord. Okay? So with that being said, you all get some rest. You all drink some water, and please intake more fruit, more vegetables, and cut back on the things that are cutting you up on the inside. With that being said, I'll holla at y'all. Peace. In. Never out.